The silverware clattered to the floor, but no one looked up. The father, draped in a designer blazer, simply waved his hand as if shooing a fly. "You're lucky we're even here today," he muttered under his breath, not caring if the old waiter heard him. His teenage son chuckled, stuffing his phone back into his pocket. The mother sipped her wine, bored, her eyes never lifting from the menu. The waiter bent slowly, his knees stiff, his hands trembling from age but steady from years of discipline. He picked up the fallen cutlery in silence, brushing off invisible dust. The family finished their meal with satisfied sighs but left no tip, only a small note scribbled on the receipt. "Maybe if you moved faster." As the father stood, adjusting his expensive watch, his foot caught on something near the table leg. It slid across the polished floor, a small, circular object, glinting under the soft light. Curious, he stooped to pick it up. It was a medal. A worn, battle-scarred medal, its edges frayed by time. On the back, an engraving. "For valor above and beyond, Sergeant James Holloway." The father frowned, his arrogance faltering. He turned, and for the first time, truly looked at the old waiter. The man had retreated to the corner of the restaurant, folding napkins with slow, deliberate care. His spine curved slightly from the weight of years, but there was a steadiness. In his presence, an invisible armor forged from something the family could not yet name. The father's voice tightened. "Hey, this yours?" He held up the medal, now uncertain, as if it burned his palm. The waiter glanced at it, his expression unreadable. His hands paused over the napkins. "Yes, sir. Forgot it was in my pocket." "You some kind of soldier?" The waiter nodded, returning to his quiet folding. "Was." The family fell silent. For a moment, the clinking glasses, the chatter from other tables, all seemed to hush, as if the air itself had thickened with something heavy and undeniable. James Holloway had served 30 years. 3 tours. 2 Purple Hearts. He had led men through blistering deserts and jungles that swallowed sound. He had carried brothers, some living, some dying, through gunfire that shattered the sky. He had spent nights under open heavens, tasting the iron tang of blood on his tongue, listening to the final breaths of soldiers who whispered for their mothers. And when the wars ended, he came home not to parades, but to silence. His wife had passed while he was deployed. His son, unable to bear the distance, had drifted away, building a life that no longer had space for a soldier's stories. James found work where he could. His hands were too steady to pour coffee the wrong way, too disciplined to arrive late. But no uniform could shield him from the quiet disrespect that clung to him like smoke. In this restaurant, day after day, he served people who never looked him in the eye. People who measured his worth by the speed of his steps, the wrinkle of his apron, the tremble in his joints. But he never complained. He never asked for recognition. He wore his silence like a well-fitted jacket. The father swallowed, his throat suddenly dry. Why are you still working with this?" He gestured to the medal, as if it could not belong to someone wiping tables. That James' gaze was soft, but unshaken. "Some battles pay in glory. Some don't pay the bills." The son shifted, uncomfortably, his earlier smirk gone. The mother stared at the medal as if it might explain something she had long forgotten about sacrifice. The manager approached, whispering, "Sir, is there a problem?" The father hesitated. Slowly, he pulled out his wallet, not for the bill, but for something heavier. He left a thick stack of bills on the table, a tip that could cover a month's rent. He looked at James, his voice quieter now. "I'm sorry. I didn't know." James gave a small nod, folding another napkin with the same patience as before. Most don't. As the family turned to leave, they noticed something remarkable. Other diners had stood, quietly, some with hands over their hearts, others simply watching James in solemn respect. In the silence, James' quiet strength had done what no shout could achieve. True valor doesn't demand attention. It simply waits to be seen. Some battles end with medals. Some begin with silence. Sometimes the loudest respect is given by those who finally learn to listen. Outside, the father paused, the medal still in his hand. His son tugged at his sleeve. "Dad, can we come here again?" "Yeah," he whispered, his voice thick. "But next time, we'll see who's serving us." Because true heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes, they just carry plates. Thank you for watching. Comment below where you're watching from. And if this story moved you, share your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that honor silent heroes who walk among us every day.